Hello and welcome back to Anthony's Audio Journal. In this episode, it's called Every Dog Has Its Day. When I woke up, I was full of energy. I was excited to take on the day and go do a hike that I hadn't done before. What I didn't know was it was going to turn out like this. The Black Mountain Adventure. I love forest lookout towers, and I've been to quite a few of them over the years, but the one on top Black Mountain has always eluded me for some reason. It was built a year after I was born, and it's been sitting up there this whole time near Idyllwild. I decided to look it up on the All Trails app to see how difficult it was. Other than being a little steep and a little buggy, it didn't look that bad. It was only about 8 miles. How difficult could it be? Well, good morning and welcome back to another video episode of Anthony's Audio Journal. Today we're going to be doing a hike up to Black Mountain Lookout. And Black Mountain Lookout is sort of near Idyllwild, California. It's at an elevation of about 7,700 feet, something like that. And it has a dramatic view off to the east overlooking I guess the low desert over toward San Gorgonio and out toward Palm Springs. So we're going to be driving out there today. It's about a 7.5, 8 mile round trip hike. It's got a pretty good elevation gain of about almost 3,000 feet, I believe. So it's, even though it's not that far, it's going to be a little more difficult than usual. I was told that the initial part of the hike is pretty steep and it levels off, goes through some boulder fields, and it terminates at the lookout, which is going to be kind of cool. Because of COVID-19, the lookout is not manned, from what I was told. Normally, between about Memorial Day and Labor Day, the fire lookout tower is manned by volunteers, and they're not allowed to have people up there inside the fire lookout because of COVID-19. And I saw a post from the National Forest Service that it's not being operated this summer just because of the close proximity. Can't keep social distancing, I guess, inside the fire tower. If they have multiple people, they're worried about it. So I understand that. So anyway, it's going to be a really hot day today. It's going to be 103 in the valley. So I'm hoping it's not going to be 130 up there. I know it's kind of in a warm spot on the mountain. It's even though technically it's Idyllwild, it's not really Idyllwild. It's almost kind of the backside of Idyllwild. And according to the numbers I was looking at yesterday, the daytime high is going to be about 87, around there. So it's going to be pushing 90 today. So it's going to be a warm one. But I'm looking forward to it. It's only been a week since our Yosemite trip, and I'm still a little stiff. So I think this will be a good workout for me. Get up there and get the blood flowing and get some good training in on a midweek hike, solo hike up to Black Mountain Lookout. I'll see you in a few minutes at the trailhead. Well, here we sit. The Caltrans worker up here through the cones right in front of the truck in front of me, right as we were coming around the corner. So I've been sitting here about 10-15 minutes now. Nothing's come the other direction. I know a couple of years ago they had a bad fire up here. There was a lot of damage with trees and stuff. I don't know what this is about. I don't know if this is just road work or if this is, boulders that have rolled out into the road. Maybe it's repaving. I don't really know. But I've been sitting here about 10 minutes, going on 15 minutes now, and seeing nothing. Just like Yosemite, we sat through the same thing in Yosemite on Tioga Pass Road. On Highway 120, we sat there for like 10-15 minutes waiting for them to do their thing. That's the only bad part about mountain roads, when you only have 2 lanes and they close down a lane and they have to have a pilot car shuttling traffic, escorting people up and down the road. It's I don't know, I was hoping to get to the trailhead a lot earlier. I had to make an emergency stop to get some ice back there at the Cohia Casino, and that took forever because the cashier was only one, and they were really slow, and then now I'm up here and I'm stuck in this, whatever this is, for another 15-20 minutes. So I was hoping to get to the trailhead by at least by 8, and now looks like it's gonna be pushing 9 o'clock before I start the hike, and it's gonna be 103 today. So not a good day to start late, but hopefully whatever's going on up here, they'll let us through in a minute, because it's kind of getting ridiculous now. There's cars backed up. There's at least 8 or 9 cars behind me. So anyway, I'm just gonna sit here, I guess. I don't have any other choices. Well, I finally turned on to Black Mountain Road, which is going to take us to the Trailhead. And there's nothing like a good old washboard road to get you started in the morning. Looks like it's, you know, pretty well graded until you start driving on it, and then you realize this washboard, boy, just beats your kidneys up. And after having 2 big cups of coffee and a monster drink on the way to the Trailhead, I'm paying for it now. It says it's a mile of this before I get to the trail. So hopefully I'll make it without having to stop, take a whiz before I get there. In the meantime, it's taking a lot longer to get here than I thought. It's going to be 9 probably by the time I get going. Maybe a little bit before. I was hoping to be started by 8, 8:30, but I'll make the best of it. Hope you don't get motion sickness from watching the videos. I'm trying to hold it steady while I'm driving up the road here. But I should be there in a few minutes. Well, as it turns out, Black Mountain Road, or Black Mountain Trail, is not really Black Mountain Trail. It's Black Mountain Truck Trail, which is not the Black Mountain Trail. So I drove a mile up this rutted washboard truck trail for no reason. So glad Jesus Christ, glad I stopped when I did, because I had to take a leak. I couldn't wait anymore, all that jarring around. And so I looked at the GPS, and sure enough, I'm off trail. I have to go back down to the highway and then go another few miles to the Black Mountain Lookout Trail, not Black Mountain Road or Black Mountain Trail. It must be called something different, even though the sign, I'm gonna have to look at it again. But anyway, that's just another reason to further delay my hike today. I'm already getting irritated. I haven't even started the hike. It's already 75 degrees, which isn't too bad. You know, it's nice and cool up here, but I just know that by the time I get hiking, and now it definitely will be 9. But anyway, I guess I should look at the bright side. At least I'm not trapped in the house. I'm not on quarantine. And I'm up here in the mountains, in the pines, in the fresh, clean, cool air, at least for now. And the one thing I did do is I stopped and got some ice. So I've got a full ice chest full of beer and Gatorade and sodas. So when I get back to the car after this hike, whenever that may be, I'm going to have something nice and cool and cold to drink. Actually sounds pretty good already. Well, I finally arrived at the Black Mountain Lookout Trail, and what I wanted to show you was just a little short ways from the car is this outstanding viewpoint. It's right above the highway, as you can see, but you got a great view of Diamond Valley Reservoir off in the distance as you're looking out toward the ocean. And down there in the trees, you can see the sign Black Mountain Trail 2E35. So I'm going to be starting in the sun at about 9:15 in the morning. A little later than I wanted to start, but I'll still take it. At least I'm up here in the mountains. Well, this is the start of the Black Mountain Trail. What I wanted to show you originally, before we get going here, is this picture of this lady. And can't really tell probably by the sign, but there's been several people go missing in Idyllwild, as I have my little lizard friend here to join us before we start up the trail. See how close we can get before he decides to move. But anyway, this is the start of the trail. It's a COVID hike, so we do have to remember to keep our social distancing and keep that in mind as we're traveling up the trail today. This mountain lion area is a snake area. It's a little warm today and it's going to be steep to start.
a series of cases of missing people, 6 to be exact, all disappearing over a span of several months, all from the same area. None of them are connected. The cases are based in Idyllwild and have drawn enough attention in the mountain community that it's spilling over now into the Coachella Valley. Our Kitty Alvarado is tracking the story tonight. She's here in studio with what she found out. Kitty.
That's right, and these stories are devastating because these people are someone's whole world. We spoke to the mother and son of one of the missing people. They're heartbroken and hopeful they will come home soon. We hope someone does recognize all of these 6 missing people and that they're all found safe. Roy Profogel, Lydia Abrams, Rosario Garcia, Melissa Lane, Vanessa Vlasic, and Jade Kemmer don't know each other, have no connection, but they do have one thing in common. They've all gone missing from the mountain communities above the Coachella Valley within the last 5 months.
Starting up the Black Mountain Trail. Gotta go see the lookout. Well, I can see what they mean now about the beginning of the trail being steep. I mean, this is a pretty good incline right out of the gate. Especially in the heat. At least I'm in somewhat filtered shade. So this will get my heart started real quick as we work our way up the trail. Nobody else at the trailhead but me. Looks like I got it all to myself. Boy, they weren't kidding about the steepness. This is going straight up. At least I'm in the shade, but man, got a tough way to get your morning going. And it's already hot. I'm already sweating pretty bad. But that's what you get for hiking on the summer. It's supposed to be 103 in the valley. It's only supposed to be 87 up here. And it's already 75. The other dig about this trail is the gnats. A lot of people wear headlamps. Head nets. I can see that. Just wait till I start sweating even more as I'm working my way up. But I'm prepared for the heat. I've got a breathable shirt on. I've got a kilt on. And I've also got a gallon of water, a quart of Gatorade, a 24-ounce frozen hydration replacement sports drink. So I've got plenty of fuel and liquids. Just gonna have to pace myself. Got to slow down here a little bit. Well, I had to stop one more time on the way up this grade. Number 1, to catch my breath, but number 2, for this amazing view. I'll zoom in a little bit, hopefully be able to see it without it getting too blurry. You can see all the Hemet out to the west, and over here on the right, a little farther over in the corner, is San Diego Peak, which is Saddleback Mountain to those in Orange County. But just a tremendous view from up here. I'm sure it'll only get better as we get higher up. Slow and easy, that's the motto today. That tremendous view behind me, that's amazing. Well, they say the sun rises in the east, so that must mean we're hiking east, huh? I think so. I'm right in the sun. That's hot. I've already drenched completely through my bandana and my shirt. I'm gonna have to start pounding the water and the fluids here pretty soon. I don't want to get heat exhaustion today. But this thing is not let up at all. Not a bit. And of course, down here in these mature manzanitas, like this one behind me, these are massive. It's always hot. But right here, right now, right this second, there's a little bit of a breeze and a little bit of shade. I'm gonna take advantage of it. It's supposed to be fun, right? Well, I finally reached a little bit of a level stretch for a little ways at least. Take advantage of the shade. As I look at these giant manzanitas, these are huge. Got berries on them too. It looks like they're a little overripe. These ones look a little better. They're sticky too. These manzanitas, berries, the deer like them. Now, a second ago I was talking about these manzanita berries right here. Can you see these? The deer love these things. And so do bighorn sheep. Not that there's any bighorn sheep around here, but I imagine other animals eat them as well. Well, this is what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a little open stretch here. You can see, yeah, maybe you can't. There's a peak to the right and a small peak straight ahead. I don't see any fire towers on those, so those clearly are not it. I'm just excited to be on a level stretch. And looks like it's got some shade. Maybe now I can make up a little time that I lost puffing and puffing up that steep section. Maybe this will make this hike a little more enjoyable. Now, the other thing that I read about this trail was there's also some redwoods. And they were planted in the 70s, from what I understand. And they're not fully grown, obviously. But this one looks like it sustained some fire damage. There's also what looks like some Douglas fir and black oak, and there's another one right there. Looks a little healthier. That's kind of nice. Kind of reminds me of Sequoia National Park, even parts of Yosemite. Maybe we'll see some more as we hike up in a little denser forest. Well, here's something else to check out while we're along the trail. This big pine cone right here. I believe that's a coulter pine, just based on the size. This sandal is a 13.5, so it's about the length of my foot, and it looks like there's maybe some more over here. At least one or two more big ones. There. So there's a little bit of everything right here in this one little spot. Well, this is a little interesting little piece of rock here. Let's go check this out. I want to see what's in here. No, I'm gonna duck inside here. Hopefully there's no snakes in here. Okay, look. See that pine cone down there? It's a long, skinny one. That's a sugar pine. Now, on the way back, I might have to stop by here and take some more pictures, do a little more exploring. But I gotta get on. I gotta get up to the top there. Sorry, I don't have time right now, but it's an interesting little rock outcrop. It's kind of nice. Anyway, I'm in the bright sun again, as I'm working my way up toward the fire tower. Well, that's kind of an interesting big boulder here. I wonder how many people have brought up crash pads and done rock climbing here. I bet you quite a few. Those white spaces that you see, I bet you those are old chalk lines from people that have climbed this. Let's see what's over here. All kinds of neat places to explore around here. Wow. Well, what I wanted to show you from this vantage point is if you can make it out across the way there, on the other side of the trees, is old Grayback himself. That's San Gorgonio. 11,503 feet. And that's the Ukaipa Ridge going down to the left. So we're finally starting to get some altitude, but it's killing me because it's still straight up and it's still in the sun. Hey, another level stretch. It's even downhill a little bit. And of course, it ends up in the sun again. It ends up going uphill again. Oh well. It is what it is. Oh man. I've been climbing and clawing my way up this decomposed granite. It's kind of tough with sandals. But I got this great view across the valley of San Gorgonio. Awesome. There's also some massive pine cones in these trees. When you see the size of these, you don't realize just how big they are. Sitting on the rock. These are well over a foot long and 10 inches probably in diameter at least. And there's even some of the trees that stand up. Those are the coulters. Cannot believe the volume of gnats flying around right now. There's been a couple of blowdowns. I had to cross over, but I read in some of the reviews that there was a lot of gnats on this trail. And you had to hike with a head net. While I have a head net, I absolutely hate hiking in it, but I've got probably 10 or 15 gnats. They're within a half inch of my eyes and my mouth, and hopefully I'll get to a spot with a bigger breeze and they'll leave me alone a little bit. Well, this is kind of an interesting little rock. I wonder how that happened. It's like a piece that's just been scooped out. I wonder if it came from one of those up the hill, sheared off, and rolled down here. Damn gnats are driving me crazy. I wouldn't doubt if up there is the tower. But I've been sweating my ass off the last hour or so, and I'm a little worried about heat exhaustion just because I'm sweating so profusely right now. It's just hot. It's hot and it's dry, and there's not a lot of air up here, and so I've been drinking a lot of water. I just took a couple of swigs of an energy drink. I also have some of this Noon hydration replacement that I just mixed with some regular water. I try to replace some electrolytes I'm losing on this hike. So far, I wouldn't do this one again. At least not this time of year. Maybe in the winter it's different, you know. Maybe in the spring or later on in the fall when it's cooler and these damn gnats aren't everywhere. I had to dig out my my head net I really didn't think I was going to have to use it, but like right now, they still. Miracle. But I can see a pretty good mountain right there. It's maybe probably less than 1,000 feet, I would think. I can't see the fire tower from here, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's where it was. So I'm gonna take a break here, drink my energy drink. I've also got these Scratch Labs energy chews. Never tried these before. And get them open. This will also help me for the push to the top here, since I'm already tired. I didn't have breakfast this morning, which wasn't a good idea. I think you can get these open. They kind of look like those candies you eat as a kid, the orange slices. So I'm going to have some of these. Just a few. I've also got a honey stinger. Might do this one too since I didn't have breakfast. Cool down a little bit, rehydrate, refuel, and then go on to the top. Alright, well, I'm in a little bit of shade. I'll take that. And a little more level here. I looked at the map again on all trails, and I need to take advantage of this shade because it's going to end here real quick. And so is this level stretch because I've got some serious climbing to do. I had to dig out the bug net. I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to take this gnats infestation. They're like swarming, 10 or 12 of them constantly all around my face, in my eyes, my nose. I know it's better where you be wearing a wide brim hat, keep the netting off your face, but just ate that one. Anyway, I might have to put it on. Well, it's a little more scenic down here. There's a little more color as well in the shade here. Seeing some wildflowers of pink and gold and blue, and there's a few ferns. Must be a little damper on this side. In fact, here's some more ferns growing right alongside the trail. So this is scenic. Looks like maybe at some points there's water flowing down there. I imagine up there somewhere is the lookout. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy the little bit cooler environment down here. I do have to watch out for poison oak. I haven't seen any yet, but wouldn't surprise me. And look at this overgrown little patch. Alright, take that, you little fuckers. Better than nothing. I wish I had a little more space I could give myself. They're eating me alive. Maybe once we get up a little higher up, it won't be so bad, but right now I'm painful. Well, call me a quitter. I imagine the fire tower is somewhere over there. It's just too freaking hot. I'm dying. And the gnats are just atrocious. They just won't stop. And wearing the head net, bug net, it compounds the heat. And this trail is a pure east-west exposure. So you're hiking east, you're hiking in the sun from the morning that sun comes up until at least after 12. It's 11:55 right now. I started hiking probably 9:30, and the trail got worse and worse the closer I got to the base of the mountain over there. It became sand. and it was straight up. I could not even stand in one spot. Just to stand there, I was sliding down. I was having to resort to grabbing bushes as I was going up. And, you know, wearing sandals, that wasn't a good idea, but would have been the same. Ate another gnat. Would have been the same if I was wearing boots probably, but anyway, I feel bad that I didn't make the top, but on the other hand, check this out. Look at all the acorns. It's kind of cool. On the other hand, I'm 60 years old almost, and I'm hiking solo on a day when it's 103 in the valley. Now, I know it's not going to be 103 up here, it's going to be pushing 90, but still, you know, I'm solo. And today's not the day to push it, you know what I mean? I actually don't feel that bad. That little break I took in the Hunting Stinger gel and that electrolyte supplement, actually I feel pretty good, really. But I just couldn't stand the trail anymore. That sandy trail was just killing me. It was straight up and it was overgrown, and you know, maybe I'll come back in the winter when it's about 50. I don't know, something like that. And but having said that, you know, other than the steepness and all the negatives I've been talking about, it does have its scenic spots. I mean, the boulders are pretty neat. There is some pretty good vegetation that's interesting. The manzanita and the acorns and the sequoias and things like that. So it's not without its merits. Today's just not a good day. And it's just so steep. And it's, you know, even going down is going to be rough because I'm sliding with each step. But there's no hurry now because I've cut off a good hour of my hike. So if I decide to stop a few times on the way down just to admire the scenery, I think I'm going to take advantage of it. All right, I'll check back with you in a bit. Well, I'm not too far from the car, I don't think. Either I hear the cars or that's just wind blowing through the trees. Sometimes it sounds like the trees and sometimes it sounds like cars going by. But what can you say? You know, some days you have an off day. You know, like Clint Eastwood says, man's got to know his limitations. And it's a humbling experience to see mine today. But I think it was the right decision. You know, with the heat, the sun, the gravelly sand, the incline, you know, it just wasn't a good day for it. But at least I got out there, burned some calories, worked on some leg strength and conditioning for a future hike, and hopefully I shot some good video. I was so hot there at one point, I felt like Clark Griswold with his pants on his head going over the sand dunes in Vacation.
Taxi! 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 Dead. I'm dead. Taxi! Here, boy. I'm dying. I'm dead. I'm finished.
Mommy?
But I shouldn't be more than a few minutes from the car and the ice cold beer. But in the meantime, I got to figure out a way to get down this steep trail without slipping. Jeez, Jesus. See, that's the worst part. If it was just a rocky trail, you know, it'd be fine. But I keep slipping and sliding. And it's not my shoes losing grip because I'm wearing sandals. It's the trail giving way. It's sand. And it's miserable. So I think I'm getting close, man. I hear the cars. Sounds like they're right around the corner. And I was right. Trail is right around the corner. And it looks like the Trailhead sign is right there. You got to drive down this dirt road about a couple hundred yards to get back to the Trailhead. But you know what? I was the only car here today. I have not seen anybody on the trail other than me. And maybe that goes to show you I'm the only fool today. But anyway, I made it back safely to the car, the Black Mountain Trailhead. There were some pretty butterflies flying around today. I made it back to the car, and still, I am the only car here today. Boy, that beer sounds good. Just real quick, coming back from a failed Black Mountain hike. I'm along Highway 243 from Idyllwild down to Interstate 10. And I noticed the sign right here. It's the San Jacinto Penny Pines Plantation. If you don't know anything about the Penny Pines, what that was in World War II, they decided that the Women's Auxiliary needed something to do for, I guess, the war effort, besides the normal things that they did. But one of the things that they did was they were able to purchase pine tree saplings for a penny. And what they did was, when they got enough saplings, they took them out to the forest and they planted them and they reforested the forest. So that's what this is. It has been reforested by the U.S. Forest Service, donations, the Penny Pines area. Anyway, it's kind of cool. There's several of these areas throughout the National Forest. I just happened to see this one sign, but this one goes one step further and it actually gives the names of the people that have donated. And if you look over here behind me, you'll see all the pine trees. These are all pine trees that were planted probably in World War II. Let's go check them out. So these are some of the penny pines. These pine trees were planted in probably 1942 to 1945. And over the last 60 years, they've grown, actually 80 years, they've grown to the height they are now. This area was probably devastated by a wildfire at some point. And the Penny Pines Association and the Women's Auxiliary did their civic duty, and they decided to help the National Forest by repopulating it. So how cool is that? So if you ever see Penny Pine signs, that's what that means. And you'll see them throughout not only this forest, but other forests. I've seen it up in Laguna Mountain area, in inland San Diego, and now in Riverside in this area here. So anyway, just thought I'd stop off the side of the road, show this to you. It's kind of cool. The Penny Pines. You know, and another place I decided to stop was Lake Fulmer. I've never been here before. It's right off the road. Looks like a little nice picnic area up in San Jacinto. There's a lot of bullfrogs down here. It's right off the highway 243, and it looks like it's got some picnic areas and maybe a trail that goes around, and all the cattails.
One, fire in the hole.
Well, I've been stuck in this traffic jam for about 20 minutes now, and a couple of minutes ago I heard this gigantic boom, felt the Jeep shake, and then I realized that they just blasted one of the big boulders around the corner, and there was this gigantic plume of dust and debris that came raining down on the road right around the bend where I'm at. I wish I would have known. I would have had the camera rolling. I didn't know they were going to do that. And one of the workers that's doing the flag guy, he came over here and was talking to the guy in front of me, and I could tell, I couldn't hear him, but I could tell by his mannerisms that he was saying they just blasted a rock. And I can actually see a giant boulder, and I hope that thing isn't sitting on the road, because I don't know how I'm going to get past it. I'm not going to, hopefully we'll have to sit here for another hour while they plow the road to get the debris off the road so I can get by. So I've already been here 20 minutes. It's 91 degrees here in the car, so this might be a long afternoon. Well, I couldn't get down the mountain. They blasted that big boulder, and they said 2-hour wait time. So I decided to head back up to Idyllwild, and I'm sitting here in Idyllwild Brewery, eating a street taco and having a beer while I wait for them to clear the debris from the blast. It's going to be a couple hours, so what better place to be than at a brewery, huh? Well, here's our mess right here. These are the big boulders. They came crashing down. It's the ones they blasted. Obviously now we're finally past it. And now it looks like we're smooth sailing out of here. Thank God. This is a nightmare.